Whenever I pass by a newsstand in bookstores, markets, or airports, I'm amazed by how openly the body, especially the female body, is used to sell things. This has become an international phenomenon. East is no different than the West. We can hardly find a single magazine cover that does not feature someone's face or body. This craze with external beauty has reached a level where many people define themselves solely through their outward appearance. The media imposes unattainable standards of beauty, presenting them as the natural way a person should look, creating an obsession that has led to physical and mental illnesses unique to our day and age. Women are the most frequent targets. Fewer than 5% of women can reach what the media portrays as the ideal weight, which is literally impossible for most to achieve. Studies have shown that even individuals who are physically attractive have low self-esteem. They do not trust the praise and compliments they hear from others regarding their skills, talents, or knowledge, because they think people are praising them for their physical appearance and not genuinely for their skills. In another study of university students, it was found that 74% of female students and 46% of male students think about their weight and appearance constantly. These recurring thoughts create a vicious cycle. The more a person focused on the outward appearance, the more dissatisfied he or she feels. Obsession and dissatisfaction become locked in an endless loop. We live in an age where many people believe that external beauty is correlated to internal goodness, that beautiful people are more likely to have superior intelligence, confidence, social skills, and even morality. We know this is false, but it has become deeply rooted in our minds and is continually fed by the media. It is Sleeping Beauty, Barbie, and Cinderella. It is true, however, that the maintenance of the physical body is an obligation rewarded and blessed by God. Islam sees it as a form of worship to keep the body in shape. The same goes for maintaining beauty. Prophet Muhammad said, "God is beautiful and loves beauty." And the Quran urges us to put on our most beautiful apparel in places of worship. The problem is when beauty of the body becomes the basis of identity and self-worth. When the mind, the soul, and the entirety of being become skin deep, and people can think only of how they look. The ego causes us to identify our true self through the body. But the body is always in flux. To see the self through something this unstable puts the self in flux as well. Over time, the physical form changes, weakens, becomes ill, gets old, and dies. It is therefore no surprise that physical illness may result from obsessive attention to one's physical form. One such disease is anorexia nervosa, a common and devastating eating disorder, born of the irrational fear that one is always overweight. The ego is again to blame. Once it digs its claws into someone's identity, it refuses to let go, even creating illness to strengthen itself. These obsessive disorders have sadly begun to affect young girls and boys whose bodies have not fully formed, obsessing in front of the mirror and taking extreme measures to look better in the eyes of others. What could possibly treat this malady? I found a lot of great insight in Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. He says that the treatment begins in shifting attention from thoughts about the body, its strength and weakness, its beauty and ugliness, to thoughts about internal vitality. In the depth of ourselves, there is a powerful source of vital energy. Awareness of the inner self is the path to that source. Identifying with the non-material aspects of our beings, with the real self, can release us from the fierce grip of the ego. Accessing this inner energy will strengthen our physical body, improves our immune system, and our natural healing ability. Isn't that the wisdom behind wearing the humble garments during Hajj, to rise above image and form? Prayer, if duly performed, serves this function as well. The deep state of prayer produces an awareness of the real self, and a space in which the soul exerts tremendous power over the mind and body. The world is filled with examples of people who have attained transcendent states, and overcome excruciating physical pain. Here I realized why I see two types of people. A type that radiates with health and energy, even in old age when the body withers. And another type, as they age, they lose their will and their passion for life. Awakening the consciousness to our true self and closely watching out for the ego will uncover exactly where we draw our identity from, whether our physical appearance or something else. Thus, I began to observe myself closely, trying to discover that internal energy that connects my body to my soul. Our exterior of clay is inseparable from the soul within. It is as if the soul has penetrated every atom, every cell, and every organ of my physical being. Humans cannot tap into this internal source of energy except through proximity to the soul. Only then our bodies become an extension of the Spirit of God in each one of us. As the Prophet Muhammad said in a divine narration, "My servant continues to draw near to me with good deeds till I love him. When I love him, I become the hearing with which he hears, the sight with which he sees, the hand with which he strikes, and the foot with which he walks. Were he to ask something of me, I would surely give it to him. And were he asked me for refuge, I would surely grant it to him."